again, it's Mike with Semper Dad. Thanks for joining me today. Today's video, I'm going to talk about a really sad day, but a really exciting day. It's the day your son or daughter ships out to boot camp. So I've kind of gone over most of it with the MEPS talk that I had a couple videos ago. So you're going to get your son or daughter to MEPS. In our case, they had him come down the night before, put him up in a hotel. And so we took him up, had dinner, and then dropped him off, and we didn't get to see him for the rest of the night. We stayed, we went home, then we went back up there the next morning because they get them up like at 4 in the morning to start doing some medical testing and whatever it is they do with them. We got up there probably about 8 or 9 and waited and waited and waited. It was crowded. Everyone wanted to see their son or daughter ship out. And again, this is where all the armed forces ship out from. So this is all branches of the military there. But the key is to be patient, just be respectful of others. Know that they're there out of love for their loved one, just like you are. I wish everyone would adhere to that, but that's just not the truth. Just face it, that's life. But when you go there, be respectful, be a good representative of your son or daughter as they get ready to ship off to their new life in the military. The coolest part is when they do the swearing in, you all cram into this little room in our case, cram into this little room, get video cameras, picture cameras and everything ready to go, and you just watch them all. And they all swear in, all the branches swearing together. So sometimes they'll have an officer come in, give a little speech. Ours was really cool. He was talking about how the military isn't as upheld in other countries as it is in America. They don't dislike the military people, but they don't really show them the respect in America where anybody sees someone in uniform and knows they're military, they give them a wave, a thank you for your service, and so forth. And he said that's not common in other countries. It was cool to see all the other families and all the other parents just as excited as we were, even though ours was going to the Marine Corps. You all know, a little bit more. Just as an aside, one thing you want to watch out for, and I'm sure your recruiter will deal with this and communicate this to your son or daughter, there are certain things that they can only wear when they're going to MEPS to ship out. They can only wear certain clothing, and that recruiter will handle all that and know the details of that. So just make sure that you follow up with them and make sure that your son or daughter knows that. And another thing to keep in mind with that is those clothes are going to be stripped off them, so to speak, at boot camp, stuffed in a bag, and then shoved in a garbage bag for 13 weeks. So when they come home after boot camp, they're going to bring that bag home and then open it in the laundry room, and it's going to stink. Your kid could be crystal clean when they put those clothes on and shipped, but just because of where they're sitting, I don't know, they just stink. So get ready for that. That's awesome. The day they ship out to boot camp is the beginning of a very frustrating system of communication delays. I'll call it that. Most likely, you'll hear from your son or daughter later that day, because depending on where you are, they're going to take a bus to the airport, then they'll have to fly to somewhere, and everyone traveling from the country on that side, West Coast or East Coast, are going to be connecting into that USO. So they're waiting for everyone to get there, then they're going to load them all up on an airplane and go to San Diego or wherever they're going. That's when we heard from our son for the first time, later that night after he shipped out. It was probably a good 10 or 11 hours after he left. A couple hours later, he was in San Diego. But keep in mind, that is not guaranteed. It's better to just live with yourself and go, you know what, I'm not going to hear from him until maybe that first phone call from boot camp. Maybe. You might not even get that. We had a friend of ours who went and his parents didn't get a call. Just keep in mind it may be a while before you hear from your son and daughter once they ship off to boot camp. And keep in mind, it's most likely not under their control. I think you and I both know that if they could call home, they would. They want to let you know what's going on. But it's just the opportunity's not there. They're shuffled around, moved around as soon as they're told, okay, you have 5 minutes to make a call. Oh, no, let's go. And they gotta go. So, well, that's pretty much what I've got about the ship day when they ship off to boot camp. Again, it's a very exciting day, a sad day, but you look at it as a parent, you want them to grow, you want them to sprout their wings and go off and do their own thing, and that's exactly what they're doing. So I hope this information was enjoyable to you, informative. I hope you got something from it. If you did, hopefully you can share it with somebody else and maybe let them have some more information. Because like I said in the intro video, when my son shipped out and going through all this, I didn't really have the resources to really know what to experience or what to expect. So I hope this has done it for you. If you have any questions or comments, drop them in there and we'll see if we can get some answers, either from me or anybody else watching. We got a whole slew of information out there and knowledge to pull from. So thanks for joining me today. I'm Mike with Semper Dad. Have a wonderful day.